Bobby Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me for this impromptu, almost 1 a.m. on a Saturday morning video. See a bunch of you joining me right now. Sean D's in the house. May there to you. Glad to see you're not incarcerated. Clemson Carson, a bunch of you coming on in here. Hit thumbs up. Hey, listen to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. You say, Bobby, why do you keep saying that? Are you trying to get me to join a cult? Maybe I am. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification. What it does, it lets you know when I get on here. All right? So, today's very different for me. Recently, I've been talking about a lot of different football teams who ain't Clemson. And it's just fun. I mean, we're all quarantined together. We're supposed to be wearing masks. We're supposed to be staying 6 feet apart. You know, if you break wind, you're supposed to sniff lightly just in case the old corona's supposed to get up in your nostrils and stuff and get you all sick and such. Today I want to talk about Florida football, okay? Florida football. Now you're sitting there going, Bobby Dirkens, I can't believe you're talking about Florida football. Who cares about Florida football? You should be talking about Clemson. That's fine. You do your thing, I'll do mine. Let me talk about Florida. Dan Mullen, I have a lot of respect for Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen is a good football coach. For anybody to stay at Mississippi State more than 5 minutes is a great football coach in my opinion. You stay there for a while. He's going to his third year, I think it is. And to me, I'm gonna recap last season going into this season, because there's some people's like, why don't you just jump into this season? Who cares about last season? Last season has everything to do with this season, and so does it with so many other football teams. May there are a bunch of you in here. Opie Jim, good to see you in here. Thank you so much. So if you're like me, you love college football. A lot of people right now is losing their mind over the coronavirus. There's sports that's being canceled left and right. I do watch the basketball, college basketball. Other than that, this is what sports is to me every year until college football. So for some of you out there that's trying to make soccer fun, this is what it feels like to me every flipping year. So it's no different to me. Right, this is what it feels like to me. So that's why I'm talking college football. Let's talk about last year. Florida comes out. They play the very first game against Miami. I came on here and I talked about how both teams looked like crap. They were horrible, played emotional football. I had people come on and go, well, obviously you didn't play the game because you don't understand that it's a very emotional game. And then I come back, and of course I was right and you were wrong. I said that teams who are really, really good and win championships learn how to control their emotions. Of course you told me I was wrong, but of course you didn't win championships like Clemson did. Last year, unfortunately, like LSU did. And like a lot of teams do, who learns how to control their emotions. I will pause here for a second and thank Go Washington's Football for a $5 super chat to Bobby Dirkens. Thank you, Go Washington's Football. You're one of the great supporters of this channel, and we really do appreciate it. I will drink a few beers in your honor. Not your memory, that means you'd be dead. But anyway, glad you're here, buddy. Thank you for the donation. Last year, the very first game that Florida played was against Miami. Miami ended up being a bag of crap. That's what happens when you play emotional football. Well, it was their coach's first season. Who cares? Y'all been playing emotional football for years, and the last time you didn't play emotional football, you won a national championship. And when was that? 2000, 2001? Yeah, I'm right, you're wrong. But one of the worst things that could happen to an individual ended up working out for the team. Unfortunately, the starting quarterback for Florida, Felipe Franks, ended up getting hurt. I don't know what it was with him in Florida, but it didn't really mesh well. Okay? I'm not going to put down with him because some guys doesn't work in certain systems. For some reason, he never worked in the Florida system. He gets hurt, and then this guy comes in who has barely played a game since playing in his grandma's backyard. Kyle Trask. This guy comes in, and good Lord, he looks like money. I mean, he's just killing it. He's killing it. Goes in, plays at LSU on a Saturday night. Now, we all know the whole thing with LSU on a Saturday night. It is magic. You're not going to beat them on a Saturday night. You're not even going to compete with them. He did. The only difference is they ran the ball a little better than you did on a Saturday night in Baton Rouge. And that was a big game. All right, we know how LSU ended up the season. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here to you. This season coming up is massive because everybody now knows Kyle Trask, and I like Kyle Trask. I like him. I like his story. I think it's good for college football. I think it is good for encouraging young men and young women to go out and do whatever they're going to do. But he come out of nowhere and played his brains out. Here's the problem. Everybody has tape on him now. Well, Bobby, that doesn't matter because I'm going to go back to our quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Remember his first season? He's battling back and forth with Kelly Bryant and blah, blah, blah. And he ends up taking over the job. And his very first game, he gets knocked out. It's his show against Syracuse. He gets knocked out of the game. And the backup has to come in and win the game for them. He ends up taking over. They go in. They do what they do. They murder Alabama, the greatest team that a lot of people they backtrack the story now. They go, well, obviously, that was not the greatest team. Up until that point, it was the greatest team to ever take the football field in college football, and Clemson beat the crap out of them. And who was leading them? Trevor Lawrence. What happened last year? He did have a good season. It was just his expectations was so high, he couldn't beat them. Right? You're right. He only lost one game. It was a national championship. Kyle Trask, teams have film on him. They know what he looks like. They know how he throws. They know how he operates the game. And you may step back and say, well, Bobby, you're stupid as piss and you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that's your opinion. This is America. You have freedom of speech. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I also have that same freedom, and I can also tell you that you're full of it because the truth is they do have a ton of film on him. They know they're playing Florida. Florida has a lot of talent. Florida has a good coaching staff. Florida is one of the big names in the SEC, and they will be paying attention to him. So let's talk about this team. I could go into a bunch of depth on this. This is not my official prediction for the Florida football team, but I just want to talk about it because, quite honestly, I'm quarantined, I'm bored to death, and I'm still awake. So let's go for it. Let's talk about this. Felipe Franks, he's gone. He's transferred out, he's gone. He says, whatever. Of course, Emory Jones is the backup. A lot of people want to see Emory Jones. He is a freak athlete. This guy's talented. I expect him to see a lot of play during the season. If you think he's not going to see a lot of play, I'm not a Florida fan, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this guy right here, he can play football. He's talented. He's got the ability. He's going to play this season. I don't care if they have to put him at slot receiver and they toss him the ball, he throws a pass or he takes off running. He is the man. It's going to be interesting. So, Kyle Trask is back. As I said, Emory Jones is back. Let's go down the list and look at who is back. Let's first talk about who's gone at running back. LaMichael P. Ryan. P. Ryan's a very talented football player. Y'all played last year against LSU on a Saturday night to talk about, you lost, you barely lost. It was 2 touchdowns, but still, I mean, come on, think about it. The difference between y'all and LSU, I watched that entire game, they could run the ball better than you. Period. That's just the truth. They could run the ball better than you. If you could run the ball a little better, takes a little pressure off the passing game, and there you go. And you left Kyle Trask in a place. He threw that interception. Everybody said, well, that's where we lost the game. No, you did not lose the game You lost the game in the trenches because you had to put everything on his back. Grow a brain. Damian Pierce is back. He's running back. He had a little over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Malik Davis is back. You have a redshirt freshman, Naquan Wright. This is big. Lorenzo Lingard. How many of y'all remember Lorenzo Lingard from a couple of seasons ago? I do. #1 running back in the country. Signed with Miami. Miami does what they do better than anybody, even Georgia recently. They piss away talent. Miami has a gift at pissing away talent. Imagine this. I want you to all stop here. I don't care who you pull for. I want you to imagine that you are sitting in the surrounding counties of the most talented college football players in the country. And you can't develop them. That's Miami. And a great example of this is Lorenzo Lingard. Lorenzo Lingard, I know he had some health problems, but he was still the #1 running back coming out of high school. He's ridiculous. So what does he do? He says, you know what I am doing? I'm going to go to the University of Florida. It's still up in the air whether he's going to get eligibility to play immediately. I believe last season was a red shirt, so that should make him eligible for this coming season. I believe we will be playing football this coming season. I've already said that. But Lorenzo Lingard should be able to play this coming season. A 5-star running back, as I said, #1 running back in the country. If his knee is 100%, I'm going to tell you this. If your offensive line can kind of block for him, you're in good shape. Let's talk about wide receivers. Who's gone? Van Jefferson's gone, Freddie Swain's gone, Tyree Cleveland's gone, and Josh Hammond's gone. Okay, seniors, that's almost 2,000 yards. 2,000 yards that are gone. All right? That's 140 receptions going out the door. Who's back? You have Texas transfer Jordan Pouncey, who's back. Trayvon Grimes, 33 receptions, almost 500 yards, it's back. Jacob Copeland, who's back. You got Kadarius Tony, if I mispronounce your name, forgive me. You're back. And Rick Wells, that's back. But I also want to talk about this young man that's back, Justin Shorter. Justin Shorter was he was #8 overall a few years ago of players in the country, signed with Penn State, didn't do quite well. He's transferred to your team. That's a big deal, y'all. You're like, who's Justin Shorter? He's somebody you should be praying to God he comes out and does half as well as he could do. I don't know if he's going to be able to play this coming season. I hope he is. But Justin Shorter, if he comes out, he's big, he's fast, he's 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there. He can definitely come in and do what you need somebody to do, especially losing all the wide receivers that you've lost. But giving Trask or Emory Jones the ability to throw the ball to them, Justin Shorter is the man. He has a lot of playability left in him. And I'm going to go down this list. I'm going to try to speed up a little bit here. Kyle Pitts is back, tight end. Let's talk about your offensive line. Your starting center is gone. Who's back? Basically your entire line. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I'm going to tell you this. I watched that LSU game. Y'all's biggest problem is that you couldn't run the ball. You couldn't. You were getting 2 to 3 yards per carry when they were getting 5 to 7. That's a big difference. It is a big difference. You went to their house on a Saturday night. We know the whole folklore about LSU on a Saturday night, and I don't tell you, a lot of it statistically is true. You hung with them. You hung with them. With a guy who was playing quarterback who had, shoot, the last start he had was in his grandma's backyard. Okay? You did what you did. I'm just telling you, if you can run the ball better this year and protect the quarterback, you'll be fine. I'm just telling you. So let's go down to your defense. Let's talk about your defense. I'm trying to look at your defense right now. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to pull up all the notes I possibly can. Somebody I'm ready to see for y'all, I'm ready to see play this year is Gervon Dexter. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Gervon Dexter. He was the #1 player in the state of Florida. Number 12 overall, and in his position, he was number 3. Gervon Dexter. He's a defensive tackle, 6'6", 290 pounds. This guy is nuts. If you don't believe it, go check him out. Gervon Dexter. This guy is a man among boys, and even in the college ranks, I believe this guy's going to be nuts. You need to check him out. Derek Wingo's coming in. Xavier Henderson's coming in, wide receiver. I mean, you got some good players coming in. I'm looking at this. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about you, Florida. Florida, you've always recruited well. You recruit well all the time. You have got to grow this thing. Got to grow this thing. Clemson Brave 2020 says this might be the year that you actually catch Georgia. You're right. Georgia, I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia looks good this year. Even though they got some backup quarterback, in your mind, but I'm just, and you remember, I'm a Clemson Tiger, so I'm going to tell you the truth. Jamie Newman is the real deal playing quarterback. At Wake Forest, he transfers to Georgia. He is the real deal. But I'm telling you, with the talent that you have a great chance to take the East. And if you can pull it all together, you run a very good chance of playing for not only the SEC championship, but for a chance to get into the playoffs and play for the national championship. The question is, this all comes down to this. For some reason, I can't pull your defensive numbers up. I thought I had your defensive players up. And y'all forgive me for that. It's no big deal. Who cares? This is with any team. And I'm going to close at this. This is with any team. Your defense comes out, you play like piss, you lose the ball game. I'm just telling you. We got, let me see. Who's this? Somebody just commented on here. It's very nice of them. Y'all forgive me. I'm just going to go on in here. It's on over in the morning. I don't care. It's my channel too. Tate Jackson says, May there, please say my name. I love you. You're hilarious. I've been watching you for years. Keep up the good work. May there to you, buddy. Tate Jackson, it's good to see you. Thank you for watching the show. Go Washington Football says, who wins Florida versus Tennessee? I'm about to get to that. This is not my official prediction for the year. But I am going to look at the schedule real quick for Florida. And we're going to talk about the Tennessee game, which is in the 4th game of the season. So your very first game is Eastern Washington Huskies. It's at Gainesville. You're going to win that game. Okay? Next game, you're going to play Kentucky. Kentucky's played you better over the past few years. I believe that you're definitely going to win this game. Next game, you're playing South Alabama Jaguars. That's back in Ben Hill. So 3 games in a row at home. I do believe you're going to win these 3 games. They're going to want to play at Tennessee. Here's the thing: I have not done my perspective, my look on Tennessee. I have no problem with Tennessee football. I have a lot of friends who are Tennessee football fans. Catfish over at Volunteer Roadshow. Go check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. I'm not just saying that. He's great. Go check him out. A family member of mine graduated from Tennessee. I have no problem with Tennessee whatsoever. Here's my problem. Tennessee has had talent over the past few years. They could do way better than what they did. Last year, they lost some games. That was embarrassing. And then they became one of the hottest teams in college football. I don't know which team you'll be meeting this year. That's just the truth. Tennessee has earned this, like Clemson earned Clemsoning years ago. Tennessee is now Tennesseeing. You never know which team you're going to. Are you going to play the team who can absolutely beat your brains in, no matter who you are? Are you going to play the team who could lose to anybody, down to the blind red hat ladies? You don't know. I would like to think that they're going to get better this year. We'll see. It's a question. I'm going to look at that a little more, and then I'll give my opinion on it. Next game, you'll play South Carolina Gamecocks. Hate the Gamecocks. Hope you beat them. Don't pull a Georgia and lose to them with the third-string quarterback who only knows 6 plays. Georgia managed to do that. It is what it is. Then you play LSU. You know, I pulled for LSU this past season, even against Alabama. I wanted to see them win and everything. And then, except for a few fans like Tiger Cat and Go Tigers Football and a few people who's been really good, they were nice. And, you know, they pull for their team. They love their team. LSU fans, for the majority, unfortunately, proved that they were some of the most arrogant jerks I've ever met in my entire life off of winning one game. One game. They've blown it for so many years. They've pissed away more talent than I could even count, even more than Georgia. And they became arrogant off of one season. I'll never pull for you again, or at least for the near future. So, your horrible sportsmanship, you were such jerks, you wasn't fun, you were pricks, go away. I hope you beat LSU. You should. They've lost so much, and since the night they won that national championship against us, and we played bad and they played great, they've continued to lose. They've lost so many people, and they continue to think that they're going to reload like it's nothing. Like there's another Joe Burrows just kind of sitting on the sidelines, picking his nose, maybe his butthole. He's ready to just come in and win the Heisman. No. Before this point, you've pissed away, before that game and this season, you've pissed away more talent than anybody except maybe Georgia and Miami. So, yeah. Then you're at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, that's going to be a fun game with Lane Kiffin. He's going to give you everything he's got, but most likely you should win that. You're off the next Saturday on October 24th. Then you play the Georgia Bulldogs in Jacksonville. Let me go ahead and tell you right now. Your East Conference has been down for many years. The West has produced a lot of really good football teams. And I'm in the ACC. A lot of people call us a high school team. They call us we're horrible, we're awful, that we're this, we're that, and Clemson can't win because of this, that, and the other. Although we've won 2 national championships in the past 4 years. Okay? All right? You say whatever you want to say to make you sleep good at night, but I am just telling you that the truth is the SEC East has been piss poor. Piss poor. You should beat Georgia, and the next time you go, I wonder if we should beat Georgia or not. Remember last year when South Carolina beat them with a quarterback, 3rd string, who only knew 6 plays in Athens. You should beat them. Well, Bobby, you don't understand the power of a rivalry and a big game. You just keep telling yourself whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night. You and I both know the truth. You play Vanderbilt. Yeah. Missouri Tigers. They just fired a guy who loved their school more than anybody ever has because they felt like people were dying to get into Missouri to coach them. Yeah, good luck. Good luck, Missouri. Good luck to you. Y'all keep thinking you're better than you are, all right? Just keep on crapping yourself out, all right? You just do what you do. All right, just do all over yourself. Next game, New Mexico State Aggies. You know, I flew over New Mexico one time, and I immediately knew I was in New Mexico when the entire landscape looked like a brick. I'm not joking. I'd been watching what was that song? What was that TV show? Breaking Bad. Looked like a brick. They represented that well. Next game at Florida State. Who knows what Florida State's going to be like this year? Norvell takes over them. I haven't even looked at them. Norvell's a good coach. He's better than Willie Taggart. But Florida State has just proved to all of us that you can be a great team and in 2 years be the worst team you've ever seen in your entire life. So, anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this out for you. Florida, I can't remember everybody you got coming back on defense. You can say whatever you want to. Some of you out there can go, you didn't give me a good, proper preseason. Go find somewhere else. It's going to talk numbers and the circumference of their left nostril and all that much stuff. I'm just going to tell you this. Florida, the SEC East is yours to have. It really is. I mean, though I have a lot of faith in Jamie Newman at Georgia, and they do have the talent that they have, the truth is, if you beat them and you just play consistent through the rest of your games, you're fine. You are fine. You could even lose the game to LSU. And you're fine. You end up in the SEC Championship in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You play whoever it's going to be, which I believe it's going to be Alabama this year because they're pissed about not being in the college football playoff. And you're going to go in. And if you play good across the board, you win the ball game. I'm just telling you. If you go in and play the ball game right, Florida, it is yours. I'm just telling you. That is it. And I got a bunch of you on here. I'm looking at you. You're arguing about this, that, and the other. I'm telling you, you can lose that LSU ball game and still get to the SEC championship ball game. And unless something happens that I don't see, you're not going to be playing LSU. You're going to be playing Alabama in the SEC championship. And you can mark it down that on April the 18th at 1 a.m. in the morning, 1:15 in the morning, Bobby Dirkens told you so. And could I be wrong? Possibly. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Because Georgia does have to play Alabama in the third ball game of the season. And you got to play Georgia. I'm just going to lay it out this way. The East is up to Georgia and Florida. Tennessee, I don't know. I like Tennessee. I have no problem with them. Have a lot of friends, as I've said, who are Tennessee fans. Have a family member that graduated from Tennessee. I have no problem with Tennessee. I just have to tell the truth when I get on here. Because this is my channel. I tell the truth. I owe you nothing. I owe me nothing. I don't have to lie to myself. If I believe Clemson's going to win, I'm going to say I believe Clemson's going to win. And if they blow it, they blow it. But I'm going to tell the truth. The truth is, Florida, it's yours to lose. You just tell me what you want to do. All right, well, I'm Bobby Dirkens. You hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. It lets you know when I get on here. Also, look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I know some of you like, well, Bobby, I don't feel right getting on here with Super Chat and giving you any money. And, I really, listen, do you shop on Amazon? Yeah. My wife shops on Amazon all the time. That's good. A little later, I'm going to put a link under this video for Amazon. And all you have to do is copy it, paste it, on your iPhone, Droid, whatever, laptop. Go through there, you buy whatever. It does not change your price at all. It supports the show. You may not get to support the show and don't have to spend extra money. Exactly. That's my type of deal, because I ain't got it to spend. Bobby Dirkens ain't got it to spend and wouldn't ask you to spend it, all right? I sure do appreciate it. Listen to me. Everybody stay safe. Everybody try to get over this coronavirus. We all want to have college football season. I believe we're going to have college football season this coming year. We need it. We need it. Everybody needs it. But I do appreciate everybody who supported the show. I have more videos to come when we talk about more teams, cross-conference, ACC, Clemson, non-Clemson, all that bunch of stuff. As I said, hit the subscribe button, turn on notification, look for that Amazon link. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Everybody's on here. Hits the thumbs up. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out.